had 48 odd hours to reflect on it. What are your thoughts looking back on Saturday's win?
It was probably, if I'm honest, it was probably actually better than what I thought it was. I was, wasn't disappointed, but I thought there was moments in the game I thought we could have managed a little bit better. But having watched the game back on Sunday, maybe I was a little bit overly critical with the players with one or two things, which is fine. But like I said after the game, the most important things are 3 points. You know, we're back in the playoffs, back where I think we should be, and we just got to kind of keep that going.
What was the dressing room like after that game?
As you can imagine, after a win, they were happy. I think my message to them was like, enjoy this feeling, but make sure we're ready and prepared, because I'm under no illusions how tough this game is going to be tomorrow evening, and I didn't want to get too far ahead of myself, and I don't think the players will be, but I knew, regardless of the outcome of the West Brom game, that we had one eye on Leeds, and we're under no illusions it's going to be a real tough game, real tough game.
Yeah, I mean, if the result hadn't gone with you, it would have seemed pretty daunting. Now it looks like a brilliant game to have, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I addressed the players this morning, and the amount of texts that I had from friends and saying, like, you know, just make sure you enjoy Tuesday, and, you know, it's a great result, it relieves the pressure. I think my mindset, and it's where I've got to try and get a balance with the players, but my mindset is I want to win every single game, and I don't want to be that. I don't want that to be overpowering or overbearing on the players, because I want them to enjoy the moments when they come. So my mindset is I want to win on Tuesday night, and I'm fully focused on that, regardless of what's happened previously.
Leeds United, many threats, obvious, but 6 wins out of 7, in form, very good team, tough test, isn't it?
One of the toughest, if I'm honest. You know, I've watched loads of their games. Premier League budget, Premier League players, strength in depth. You know, they can replenish their team quite easily and swap quality with quality. But, you know, that's where we've got to get to. And if we've got any real aspirations of doing well, we've got to try and step up to these challenges. But, you know, we're under no illusion that it's going to be a real tough task for us.
Fitness-wise, did you come through with a clean bit of health?
Yeah. A few, I've got croaky voice, a few kind of slight illnesses, but nothing to worry about. No major changes.
And just last one from me. You know, you probably get asked this question at every press conference, but you sat here now. As far as you're aware, is it just carry on?
Yeah. I want to give you something else, but unfortunately, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Just on that, Mike, have you had any conversations with us above since Saturday?
No.
Just taking each day as it comes?
Yeah. Well done after the game, a few handshakes, and we'll kind of fill you in when we've got some information.
And even though you don't know kind of what the next few days hold, do you have to have one eye on Saturday like you had one eye on tomorrow on Saturday?
Yeah. That was always the plan prior to the West Brom game, that we would map the next 3 or 4 games out, even the Coventry game beyond that. So there's already kind of the preparations gone on for Bristol behind the scenes. Obviously we've got focused on tomorrow night, but when they come back in kind of Thursday, Friday, that 2-day lead-in will all be planned and organised.
When you talk about the messages you got, your conversation with the players this morning, I completely get why, but then you've beaten Southampton, beaten West Brom, gave Leicester a good game, Ipswich first day of the season. You belong with these teams at the top. The table shows that, and the results show that, don't they?
Yeah, and you've probably, I don't know if you were in my meeting earlier, but that's pretty much what I reiterated. You know, we've kind of reiterated those messages. You know, we've played, you know, what you would call the kind of big boys, or the boys with Premier League money, Premier League power, and we've gone toe to toe with them, and that'll be the plan tomorrow night. You know, we're not gonna kind of roll over and have our bellies tickled, and we'll go. You know, we'll give as good as we've got, like we do every single week. You know, they're 2 tough games, and we knew that, and I knew that when I was going to take charge of the 2 games, I knew they'd be tough games. So we had to make sure the preparation's been as clear and concise as hopefully it has been, and hopefully tomorrow night will be another positive outcome.
Let's just go on now. Huggins obviously came through at Leeds. Difficult time with injuries over the last couple of years. How impressed have you been with what he's done so far this season, and what can the future look like for him?
Listen, I'm absolutely buzzing for Niall because everyone behind the scenes knew how down he was around that kind of period. But on the flip side of that, whenever we would do kind of our succession planning meetings and our recruitment meetings, Niall was always in the conversation around, we've got to get this boy fit, he's a good player. And we think he's got a really high ceiling in terms of what we think he can achieve. And just unfortunately, he's just not had the level of consistency that anyone would want. But touch wood, he seemed to have found that, and people are starting to see what a really good player he is. And I think from a coach's perspective, he's a dream to work with because he's really receptive to feedback. He wants to get better, and he can play in a variety of positions. He's really adaptable, and I can put him in those positions, and I know he's not going to let me down.
And for him and Try, or whoever plays at fullback, it's kind of the ultimate championship test, really, isn't it? Sullivan, James, they're all spinning about as well wherever he goes.
Yeah, and the flip side of that, they'll be fully aware that they're going to come up against two good players as well. So, look, I think it's two good teams. I think we're a really good team. We showed that on Saturday, and like you said, you've alluded to games in the past where we've played some of the teams that are kind of up there. And we've performed really well, and you could argue in some of the games we were lucky not to come out with more. So we're aware of their threats, but I'm sure they've done their homework, and they'll be just as aware of just how good we are. So we're looking forward to it.